Today on Backstage with Billy, I am joined. How can I say? I went to see the show early this year and was totally blown away by this amazing cast. However, they're back at the Opera House. They're back in Manchester. Today, I'm joined by George Maguire, who takes on the role of Vince in Burlesque as it returns to Manchester. George, thank you very much for joining me today.
No,
Tell
thanks.
us about your character. I mean, is he a good guy or is he a bad guy? Because we can't work out about Vince, can we?
Well, maybe I'll put it like this, which is what some people in the audience have said. I think they kind of love to hate him. I think they know he's a bad guy because he is basically trying to get his own way, and basically he's all out for himself. That's the thing. But there's something a little bit not lovable, likable about the bad guy. And I have quite a fun song which I think adds to that. But yeah, no, he is the antagonist, to use the proper word. He's the one that wants to mess everything up.
Well, the thing is, he's married to Tess. He's a co-owner of a club that is, at the time, it's failing, isn't it? And he just wants to take the money and run. I think there's a divorce, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah, that's it. He just wants to get some money. He's got some, he's got money. He's got debts. He owes some dodgy people some money. So he just wants, he's out for himself. So, what we see in the show is that Tess is hiding, how bad the club is failing. He's trying to get money off her. And then, not to cause too many spoilers, but something happens that turns everything around. And it's someone closer to home than Tess would think that comes along and saves it. Yeah.
Well, obviously, they say some of the best things come in small packages. I mean, obviously, I've seen Jess Foley, and she's a little girl.
Wow.
But wow, what a voice! What
it's unbelievable.
It's just phenomenal with her.
I think really, and Jess is obviously a friend now. When I first joined this job and I didn't know her, and I'm thinking, right, so she's not only written half the songs, which is incredible, her songwriting is amazing, but she sings, unlike anyone I've ever heard. She's up there, even maybe surpassing the Christina Aguilera's, although don't tell Christina because she's one of our producers. But she is one of the greatest singers, I've had the pleasure of working with. And she's a great actor. This is her first acting role. And she's tackling it, and she's absolutely nailing it. And I think the whole cast is amazing. But we're very lucky to be led by Jess. Yeah.
No, that leads me seamlessly on because you've got Todrick Hall. Last time you were in Manchester, I was, how can I say, starstruck by meeting Jackie Burns. Because obviously Jackie's previous history on Broadway and everywhere else, I was just like, oh my God, it's Jackie Burns. Totally. I mean, if she's there right now, she'll just tell you that. I was completely fanboy moment.
Well, they get that a lot. She gets that a lot. We're very lucky in this show to have a cast that's mixed of, English and American performers, because Burlesque is an international show. It's from a film, obviously an American movie written by Stephen Antin. So I think they were probably keen to sort of get a bit of that, and also Jackie's Broadway royalty, and so she is like the kind of, she plays Tess, who is essentially like the matriarch of this whole show. She is like the sexy mother of the club. She leads it all. So no one better than Jackie to do that, really. And then we've got, Todrick, who is, an unquestionable sort of star. He's written some amazing music. He's written the song that I sing. And it's just amazing the way he writes his lyrics. But then when you watch him perform it, it's like he is an absolute sort of undeniable showman from start to finish. So
what I was going to say was, I know there's a Burlesque the musical from the film, obviously soundtrack, but obviously will there be because I've not come across it just yet, will there be a Burlesque, obviously the stage show, obviously
a soundtrack of us? Well, I can't say at the moment that there definitely will be, because that hasn't been told to us. But I would say usually with a show like this, if it has another life past Manchester, and if we go to London, then that would be a thing that would happen. So I think you know, the show's going really well at the moment. We're coming back to Manchester for another sort of you know, it was sold out last time, and I think it's doing really well this time. So all of that really helps for the future of the show, and I think, yeah, that would be something that would be in the plans, but it's not a definite thing yet.
Well, let's make it happen. Let's make
Let's
it
do
happen.
it.
Let's start the
Yeah,
campaign. Get you guys into a recording studio, and then obviously we get the album out there. You're returning from the 3rd of October till November 2nd. Now, like I said, I saw the show for the very first time. I mean, I'd seen the film, however, seeing the show live on stage was just mesmerizing. You know, comedic,
yeah,
mesmerizing, most
yeah, it's,
importantly, well directed, well produced, and obviously, my how can I say I was in awe with the cast because obviously all the performances. I mean, just going whilst we're talking about the some of the music. I mean, obviously, songs like "I'm a Good Girl" and "Welcome to Burlesque." I mean, obviously they are still in the show,
yeah,
with obviously added songs, but nevertheless, you know, they
yeah.
say, you know, life is fair, but definitely when you see Burlesque and see it live on stage, it's definitely, in my eyes, totally fabulous. Now, let's just move back to you a little bit. For those who you've got a little familiar face, haven't you, really? We've seen you on other things before.
A few, possibly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
possibly.
yeah.
Probably, you know, a bit of Doctors, maybe,
Yeah,
a bit of
bit of
EastEnders,
EastEnders. I've
maybe.
done all the biggies.
Yes, I recognise just obviously your character Felix.
Yeah,
Obviously I've looked for you. I mean, obviously my job is to do some research on you, and obviously your theatre credits. I mean, credits, I should say. Your theatre credits. It's just like that.
yeah. No, I've
I
been
could
very
be here
lucky.
for hours.
I
You can
love theatre. I love performing in theatre, and I think I've always loved singing. So when I get to do musical theatre, it's the one for me, you know. And that is something that, you know, you really get as an actor. You get this sort of the joy of being able to sing and play a character. So anything like, you know, that gives me that chance, I jump at, and I've had some great chances, great jobs.
I've seen some of them, and I've just gone, wow, 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 seeing that, wow, seeing that, seeing wow. Didn't know he played that. So again, you took
Yeah.
Jackie's limelight, I'm afraid to say, because now I'm a little bit
I don't
starstruck
know.
with you.
I don't
So
know
you can
about
tell
that. I don't
Jackie
think
from
she
me.
got
But
that.
nevertheless, this great show, obviously Burlesque, is returning to the Opera House in Manchester, and obviously from the 3rd of October to the 2nd of November.
Yeah.
Obviously, George is really obviously going to be back on stage, obviously, as you know, George
Can't
Maguire,
wait.
you are playing the part of Vince. I can't wait to see you when you return to Manchester in Burlesque, which is coming back to Manchester. It's coming home as far as
We
I'm concerned.
exactly. We can't wait. We'll be there in, yeah, a week and a half, pretty much. We'll be there for the whole of October.
And if you haven't got your tickets, get them right now. ATGT. I knew I'd do this. Uh,
Yeah.
so grab your
Little
tickets,
plug.
atgtickets.com /shows in Elephant Manchester. And of course, you can come along and see this amazing show with obviously George. You've got Todrick, you've got Jess, and of course Jackie. And there's a great list of other ensemble cast members. You never get any recognition, but they are just fantastic and put the
They
show.
are amazing.
They are the glue to the show. And of course, most
Yeah.
importantly, this great show. What can I say apart from George? Thank you for joining me today on Backstage with Billy.
Thank you for having me.